What can you expect when someone sends the dead after you? They send the dead, or some people even refer to it as a zombie. It's never obvious in the beginning. It usually takes at least 2 to 3 months or 5, but I usually say 2 to 3 months before it starts to show. Slight things will be the person may complain about headaches, an overwhelming sense of fatigue out of nowhere. They may go to sleep. They may spend a whole day sleeping, but yet they're still tired. They're restless. Joint aches, pain in their body, weight loss. A lot of times, victims usually experience a fluctuation in their weight, swelling at times. Sometimes a person may start to shed weight. They can become very skinny. Sometimes they may blow up. Sometimes their head may, their body parts start swelling up. Like sometimes I've seen certain people where their head start looking like it's swole up. Sometimes even, hair loss begins to happen. These are factors that come in. A person's hair starts to fall out. Their teeth start to fall out. Their teeth start to rotten. Their bones start to degenerate. The obvious could kind of be depending on their situation, but most often you're going to start to see black rings around their eyes as though they haven't slept in days. Or sometimes they may not even be rings around their eyes. Sometimes they just have rings around their eyes. Sometimes their skin actually begins to shrivel up. It gets tighter to their bones. But that's really later on, because in the beginning, you start to see the minor signs as the rings. Sometimes a person, they may sigh a lot because their body begins to, let's just say, they're starting to get weaker. In a scenario like that, age plays a factor. If the person is younger, they definitely have vitality. If they're middle age or older, they're at greater risk. But middle age, there's still vitality there. But the problem really is towards the people that are in their senior state of life. But with something like this, it never shows itself in the beginning, but it's usually down a couple of months that it begins to reflect itself. Usually in cases like that, those type of situations can't be broken easily. Really, it's the people who've placed it that can only take it off. There's been many people that have tried to resist. They try to do rituals to remove this stuff, but it's really the people who sent it that can only remove it. But in a situation like that, there is other things that transpire. It's not just a health situation. Health situations. Matter of fact, there's this movie called by Gunnar Latus. What was it again? Maklot. If you're Haitian, you know about Maklot 1, 2, and 3. Maklot, in that movie, they sent the spirit of the dead on someone. And ultimately, the goal of the zombie is to rob you of your vitality. But not to say that this spirit can't cause accidents and, financial issues or job loss. That comes with the territory. But when someone sends this type of entity after you, is really to do bodily harm to you or bring you closer to the grave. Mistakes can happen. Sometimes a person can make, weird decisions and they can end up into an accident. But ultimately, this type of working is there to suck your life, your vitality dry. It is there to weaken you to the point where you're closer to the other side. And sometimes some people actually make that transition. But altogether, something like this, how long it stays on a person depends on their age. Younger, they have a fighting chance. If they're older, I've seen people in the past that it sat on them for a year and they went. I've seen people that were younger and it sat on them for a couple of years. But in between that time, the body begins to break down. One person I've seen, they couldn't walk. One person lost vision in the same person, I believe, lost vision in their eyes. It's as though time goes on, the body begins to break down. This person, issues with the legs. Then from there on, it became a visual issue where they lost sight. As time goes on, if you're younger, the more your body's going to go through changes. You know, some people complain about upset stomach. They can't keep food on their stomach. So as time goes on, the body begins to break down slowly but surely. So if you're 20, you may see the person even age faster. They may be in their 20s and they look like they're in their 40s or 50s. This type of stuff will age you very fast. But age plays a factor. The younger you are, the longer it will take for you to meet your final destination. But it's a painful process. Going through it, it's not something that has an expiration date. It's going to keep on going until your body and soul can no longer take it anymore. Some people may have strength to go for 5 years. Some people may have strength to go for 6 years. But ultimately, as time goes on, it is though it is a clock that's winding down or an hourglass that's been flipped from the top. And now it's a matter of time until your body can no longer handle it.